Good evening. We'd like to welcome you all to Mapleton City Council meeting on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. We'll begin with an invocation by Councilman Carlson and led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Egbert.
Our Father in heaven, as we come before Thee at this time, we are grateful and thankful for the blessings that we so enjoy, for the privilege that it is to live in Mapleton. Thankful for our neighbors and friends that reside here. We ask as we discuss city business that we might be guided in doing those things which would be for the best interests of our city and our citizens. We pray for those who are sick and afflicted, especially those who are suffering down in our midst, that they might feel Thy Spirit and Thy influence in their lives. We also ask that we will always remember to be kind to others. In this we ask in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll begin with our first item, which is Arlen and Jody, if you'd like to come forward. These are our Just Serve specialists in the city. We're lucky to have them, and they've got an announcement for us.
Thank you. I'll need to use this. My voice is a little hoarse with some seasonal allergies, but thank you for allowing us this opportunity to be here and meet with you all and look in your faces and bring this recognition from Just Serve that we think it's a really awesome honor to you, not because Just Serve is so cool, but because the things that you are doing that warrant the receipt of this award are just really cool. By way of introduction, my name is Arlen Jarrett, and this is my wife, Jody. We are the Just Serve specialists for the global organization, but we are assigned to cover the Mapleton, Springville areas. We've been pleased to work with the people of Mapleton since January when we first received our assignment. Just Serve, as you may know, is an organization, it's a global organization that is enabled by a web-based and mobile-based application that connects nonprofit organizations with volunteers and allows the nonprofit organizations and other groups to get their work done of providing service and doing things that help people in need. It does this for free. It does it across the world. It's in 17 countries in 6 languages, and since its creation in 2012, it has enlisted over 1 million volunteers on the platform. It's an awesome platform. If any of you don't have it on your phone, it's easy to download, and you can literally download it and be searching service opportunities in the Mapleton area within about 30 seconds.
You can give us all 1 minute to download it right now, Arlen? Take a break?
You can do it while I'm talking if you want to. It's easy, and there's no strings attached. It's literally free. But the thing that is really, one thing that I think that's really awesome about the Just Serve movement is not just the app. It's the group of people that the organization has built worldwide. If you can imagine that we're just 2 people for just 2 cities, Springville and Mapleton, and imagine how many times that's replicated across Utah and across all 50 states. This is a massive organization of people putting in effort. We meet regularly, several times a month, big groups, little groups on Zoom, and we talk about the state, we talk about the programs, and we're inspired in ways that we can help inspire others to provide volunteerism. Since we've been in our role, we've seen multiple episodes of awesome service provided by organizations and by Mapleton City just in this area, and when we've been able to go to some of these projects, some have been posted on Just Serve, but many have not. When we're able to go to these projects and meet with people, we always see suffering being eased by the service that's being given, but we see a light on people's faces who are giving the service. And we know, and the Just Serve organization knows, that volunteerism is scientifically proven to improve people's health. People in my age range, it adds years to us if we actually serve. Scientifically proven. It improves mental health. Might it be an answer to some of our mental health dilemmas with our youth? Certainly looks like it could be, and it should be. So we're excited about the opportunities that Just Serve can bring, and not just Serve, it's the volunteerism. When we saw what was going on, Jody and I decided to meet with Corey Branch, your city administrator, and talk to him about what we were seeing and some of the benefits that we foresaw coming to the citizens of Mapleton because of this attitude of volunteerism you all have. That conversation led him to invite us into a meeting with Mayor Hakes, and when we spoke with Mayor Hakes and Mr. Branch, it became apparent to us that Mapleton has a really awesome spirit of volunteerism, and they espouse the whole idea that Just Serve puts forth, and that is that volunteerism is helpful and healthy and good, and because of that, after we met with the mayor, we immediately reached out to the Just Serve Global organization and asked them to allow us to give you this recognition tonight. They wholeheartedly agreed, and it's our pleasure now to present your city, our city, my city, we live here, with this awesome award. Along with this award, the city will also be recognized tomorrow, in fact, and Thursday, kind of out of curiosity, the National League of Cities is holding their national summit this week in Salt Lake City. And so you all will be recognized along with about 100 other Just Serve cities. And this will be a really good thing, and we look forward to seeing some of you there tomorrow night. So without further ado, Mayor Hakes, would you come down and let us present this plaque and get a picture? And if you want to read to it.
Okay.
Jody's going to read what this says.
Okay. On behalf of the Just Serve organization, we're honored to present this plaque to Mapleton City in recognition of your work to unite the community with hope and goodness through service. We appreciate you all and all that you do for our city. Congratulations.
We also have a little goodie bag to share amongst the administration and council member. The American poet Edwin Markham, in early 20th century, he wrote this: "He drew a circle that put me out, a rebel, heretic, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in." If anybody here, any of the citizens that are here tonight, have a neighbor or a close relationship that, or a friend or somebody they know that they want to be friends with, but they haven't been able to bridge that gap and really form a relationship, we would propose to you that you consider working shoulder to shoulder with them in the service of someone in need. And I submit to you that you will find yourself standing in that same circle of love with that person, no matter how disparate their beliefs and their views and their cultural background might be. And that you will find yourself on a short path to a lasting friendship. We thank you for your letting us give you this award. We thank you for the good work, and we look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you.
Arnold and Jody, thank you very much. You guys have been awesome, and we're super lucky to have you as our representatives. It's obvious from the little bit you guys have heard from them tonight. They're stellar individuals and a couple, and have been married a long time and lived together a long time and know each other well, and meeting with them was excellent, and getting to see what they're doing and the impact they're having is incredible. And Arnold, being a physician, he's, obviously detailed and knows his stuff, and he's presents it well. And when we met and went through this, and Arnold was able to, and Jody were able to explain all the different things that they were doing and what they're involved in, the only thing I could think of was the video that we made when we did Small Town Big Heart. And what they were saying and what they've experienced is what these people experienced in the video and the interviews that we did and that we captured. It was the same, and I could see the connection of the two, and it is who we are and where we live. It's a part of us, and it's the reason Mapleton is what it is. So this is important that it continues, that we're proud of this is who we are, and it has to continue so that we stay small town, big heart, and stay who we are, stay true to who we are. So thank you for your efforts. Thank you for bringing this to us, and thanks for recognizing us. And council, good job. Thanks for all your work, and appreciate you. Awesome. All right, we will go to our next item. Gail, come on up.
Well, I'm going to continue in the subject of service. So I
Gail,
actually...
if you'll just say your name for the record,
Oh,
otherwise
I
Camille
am
will start
Gail.
throwing stuff at me.
I am Gail Higgins, a resident here in Mapleton. And I had the privilege today to take a check down to Tabitha's Way from the Mapleton Senior Committee. And what's that? Yes, from their humanitarian fund. They weren't able to come to the luncheon and receive it, and so we decided to take it in person and deliver it to them. You can't go in there without wanting to help serve. And so I came back with an assignment to help them out. I am here to give a quarterly report from them about the service that Mapleton has provided for Tabitha's Way. And apparently we do this, and so this is for the July, August, and September quarter. And basically, they break it down into how many households here in Mapleton have been served. There's also other cities on here. But in Mapleton, they were able to help 88 households. They've broken it down into age groups too. But basically, it was 309 individuals out of those 88 households, and that they were able to help them with 13,905 meals. That's a lot. So they do serve our community. And they also recognized our Mapleton Youth City Council, that they just had a recent food drive with our Self-Reliance Fair on November 8th, and we were able to contribute to them 633 pounds of goods, of food. And so they were very appreciative of that. They have a flyer that they would like posted. I told them we have a digital board here in the city building, and they said, we have a digital flyer. So they would love to send it. It's basically how to either organize a food drive or how to sign up to volunteer. Is that something that we could have them email to someone?
Corey.
To Corey?
Yeah.
Okay. I will give them your email and see if they can get that. And it's basically just lists items that are needed. I can pass this around if you want. They gave me some. I'll do that in a minute. The other thing they wanted to invite you as the council to is that they have a Christmas dinner giveaway. Well, I guess first I should talk about their Thanksgiving event, which is this Saturday, but that's all taken care of. They're going to be providing turkey dinners to local families that are in need, and they're identifying those families, working a lot with Nebo School District social workers, and identifying families to give a turkey dinner to. But at Christmas, they'd like to extend an invitation to city council members. It's on a Saturday morning, and they have a Christmas dinner giveaway. and they will be, again, giving a dinner to families in need. So they have an invitation for each of you that I'll pass around here and at the end. And there's a QR code for you to just RSVP to. I don't know if anybody's ever participated.
I did that one, I was going to say, I did that one last year and brought my son when he was 8. And we had so much fun and people were so grateful.
Yes.
It was just a really great experience. My son probably ate 3 donuts, so he loved it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'm glad to see that we can participate this year too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're very excited to have city council people from the different communities that they serve, which are quite a few. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area that they serve. It's Benjamin, it's in alphabetical order, but Benjamin to Woodland Hills, Springville is the furthest north, but down to there, Santaquin. So they cover a big area of the southern Utah County area. And then they also wanted to remind people about the shop and drop bins that are at several grocery stores like Macy's in Spanish Fork and in Salem and Payson and Springville Smith's. And they have, I've done it before, it's really, really easy. You just buy something and then you just put it in the shopping basket there at one of the stores that's marked as Tabitha's Way. So they really appreciate the help that comes from our community and just want to say thank you. And then they just wanted you to know the people that they have served from our community. So there you go.
Great.
I will pass these this way.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
If we need something taken down there, I'll send it with you so I don't get an assignment. You're good at it. All right, we'll move on to our next one. Doug, you have something for us? Come on up here.
Good evening. Appreciate the opportunity to come before the city council with problems that we have.
Just say your name for us, will you, Doug?
Doug Allen,
There we go.
and try to solve some of these problems. Last city council meeting, we talked about a restricted break sign put up between somewhere around 1200 North to restrict the brakes coming down off the big trucks off that hill down there. And I did get a hold of UDOT, and they said they would send somebody down to look at that situation, but I haven't heard anything from them. So I don't know if the city followed through on their end or not.
Rob or Chief, do we know anything, update from UDOT?
So that, the feedback from UDOT is that it would have to be a consideration of the city council. It would have to be basically adopted into ordinance that we want the, I guess, brake restrictions put into place, and then we would have to be the ones to enforce it and pay for the signs. Basically, they will allow it as long as it's written in city ordinance, and we pay for the signage that would go into place and then enforce it afterwards.
It's probably the dump trucks, isn't it? It's probably the dirt hauling trucks and dump trucks. That's
Well,
what-
it's just the exhaust brakes they
Sure.
put on when they're coming down the hill and the lights
Yeah.
turn yellow.
But it's probably mainly those trucks, I'd
Yeah,
say.
it's the big trucks.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So you're saying we'd have to draft an ordinance, adopt the ordinance, and then we're policing it ourselves?
Now,
Is
would
that-
the ordinance be for that specific location, or would it be throughout the city, and we just pick the areas?
Well, basically, if we want them to put it on the highway, there would have to be something that says that it was adopted on the highway. So I guess it would be a consideration for the council if, I guess, if you want us to do some analysis on what kind of percent truck traffic we have on individual roads. The US 89, I would imagine, will be the highest. So I guess it's,
Couple of things too.
there's ways we could do it, but.
We just received this information this last week, so our plan was to compile some findings and come back to the council with some pros and cons and some recommendations. So yeah, we're just getting the information, but we can bring that back to you as a council to discuss.
Yeah.
Is there any insight you have for us at this point that, we were gonna check with what other cities have done to see if they've implemented something like this, and anyway, we've got a list of things we want to look at, research.
I think that's a good idea. You
exactly
present
what I was
that
gonna
as a
say.
discussion item, and the council can
Yes.
Yeah,
vote to adopt it, or,
that's what UDOT told me, that they would, if they would put the sign up, it would be up to the city to patrol it. He says, we don't do any of that kind of stuff.
oh, yeah.
Speeding, running red lights, he says that's all patrolled by the city.
Yeah.
So he says, we put the lights up and everything else but is up to the city to patrol it. So that'd be the same thing with the sign.
Great. So we'll go through that process, Doug. So watch it on it'll come up as a discussion item on the city council agenda. It's posted usually like Thursday before the Wednesday meeting, so you can get on and look at it. When that discussion item's there, you'll want to come
Oh, good, okay,
and participate.
very good, I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks,
All right,
Doug.
thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, that's all of our public forum. We'll move forward now with our consent agenda items 1 through 4.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jones, a second by Councilmember Egbert.
Carlson, yes.
Egbert, yes.
Jones, yes.
Garrett, yes.
All right, we'll move forward with our first act. We have 2 action items this evening. The first one is the canvass of the 2025 general municipal election. Camille?
Mayor and council, thank you. You have the election results in front of you, and by state code that we need to canvass the election and approve it, as you are all considered the Board of Canvassers. On January 7th, 2026, Theron Garrett will be sworn in as mayor, and Jake Lake and Casey Beck will be sworn in as council members. Do you have any questions?
I have a
Yes?
question. They mentioned on here registered voters, and then it says how many mail out ballots, and they mailed out more ballots than they have registered voters. Is that typically
Less
done?
ballots than the registered voters? Is that what you said?
More ballots.
More.
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 Um,
That's just a funny question, but anyway, I thought they would be in the same or less.
valid.
The active voters are 9,889, and it says they, by mail ballot sent was 9,932. They're more.
That's a good question.
I'm not sure,
And there's
unless
the-
it is voters that didn't want to, do not on the mail list.
Then there's 9 that don't, like, there's a mass dilemma.
Okay.
It's not significant, but it's
I can
interesting
reach
to
out to the
know.
county.
Yeah, I'd be
Okay.
curious.
Thought they
Okay.
would have been more, maybe they went to the cemetery, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I will reach out to them and get that.
They're not in the
clarified.
mailbox over there. No, I haven't seen them.
Just curious.
Okay, all right, I'll look into that and let you know. Any other questions?
Do we need to verbally certify that, or do we just sign?
You'll just move to approve it,
Okay.
the canvas report.
I'll make a motion to approve the canvas report.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Councilmember Egbert and a second by Councilman Carlson.
Egbert, yes.
Jones, yes.
Garrett, yes.
Carlson, yes.
Great. Our next action item is consideration of a resolution approving a residential facility for persons with a disability and condominium unit located at 4688 South, 710 West, Unit J102 in the PD3 zone. Mr. Conroy?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. So the project site is a 3-bedroom condominium in Harmony Ridge. The applicant is requesting approval for a residential facility for 3 residents. Their focus is providing daily living and support to adults with learning and intellectual disabilities. So basically, the staff is there to help them with food preparation, taking their medications, taking them to and from locations, and things of that nature. The Federal Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination against individuals who are considered disabled, which these individuals would qualify under that. The city code allows these type of facilities in all residential zones. Actually, it's mandated by state law that these are allowed in all residential zones. The city code allows for up to 4 non-related residents to live together. In this case, they're proposing 3, so they're in compliance with that. The facilities are also monitored by the Department of Health and Human Services. They have to apply for a license through them, and they do periodic checks and monitor their licenses. So with that, staff's recommending approval with the conditions that are included in the staff report.
Any questions for Sean? We have no questions. We have a motion?
Is there a public comment?
No?
I'll
it's action
I'll
item.
make the motion.
It's an action item, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the residential facility for persons with disability in a condo unit located at 4688 South, 710 West, Unit J102.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Egbert and a second by Councilmember Jones.
Jones, yes.
Garrett, yes.
Carlson, yes.
Egbert, yes.
All right, we have one public hearing item this evening. It's a consideration of a resolution amending the current fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Euler.
If you want that.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just go through a couple of the bullet point items. I've sent you the full budget amendment, and if you have further questions, we can discuss them. In the general fund, we are requesting to amend the budget by $72,000. That is a balance amount that we have earmarked, have set aside for street lighting. Rob's just wanting to make that available to spend this fiscal year. The $16,000 is a grant money that we have been awarded by the county. It's a spend and reimbursement type grant, so Logan is requesting to spend those funds and we'll get reimbursed for that. And then he's requesting an additional $15,000 for trail counters for the Parkway Trail. We have some trail counters existing on the trail, and he's wanting to purchase some additional ones to put throughout the trail. A little more detail. In my staff report, I mentioned a $350,000 amount. I wanted to go into a little bit more detail of that. That is related to the Main Street City Park and the construction that's going on there. For a timeline, on June 18th, we approved the original budget of $1.5 million. That was prior to receiving the bids, so that was Logan's best estimate at the time. We received a bid, and council awarded the bid for $1.6 million. And then in this budget amendment, Logan's requesting to increase the budget by $350,000. So $115,000 of it will be for the difference in the bid and the estimate in the original budget. $64,000 of it is for the gazebo. He anticipated that to come in at $100,000, but it came in at $64,000.
And just a note on that, we did talk about that one in that August meeting as well, with that cost.
$15,000 was for Rocky Mountain Power to run electricity to the park, and that is there already. And then $138,000 is in miscellaneous change orders that have come up throughout the construction process. Some of those to include the bathroom upgrades, additional landscaping to protect the Pioneer era trees, the volleyball pit, and replacing old sewer and water line pipes and connections. And then a $20,000 difference just to get us through the construction project. And then there were some additional public works amendments that were on the budget, so I'll turn the time over to you guys for any questions, and this is a public hearing item, so.
I just wanted to add a comment to it. This is, as you recall, we're going to start doing these quarterly budgets, so this is part of our quarterly budget. We'll still come in with a mid-year budget and move forward in 2026 as well, so.
Great, thanks, Bryce. I know you guys have looked at this already, so I don't know if you have any questions. If not, we'll go to public hearing first. So we'll open this for public comment. If you want to make a comment, come forward now. Seeing there are none, we'll close the public hearing portion and go back to the council. Do you have questions or comments or?
Yeah, just
someone
for
want to make a
the,
motion?
for the sake of the record of $20,000 in breathing room, that's for potential overage, so it doesn't come back, right? Okay, so I wanted to clarify,
Yeah.
what is breathing room? Yeah, Thank you.
Yeah, just so we don't
He's
have
a lot
to-
of room to breathe, apparently, Logan. Yeah.
I thought what you did,
The trees help with that.
oh, there's a room by the bathroom.
I, it's a zen space. It's a breathing room.
Logan will probably hit on that administrative reports.
Yeah, he'll go over the
but-
progress of it and stuff.
Yeah, we're wanting to hopefully get this pretty close before our
So
Christmas
close.
lights.
Yeah, yet a couple weeks.
Coming close.
Yeah, we're cutting close.
I don't have other questions.
Okay, I'll make a motion to amend the current fiscal year 2025-26 budget as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jones, a second by Councilman Garrett.
Garrett, yes.
Carlson, yes.
Egbert, yes.
Jones, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Bryce. Good work. Right, we'll move forward now with our administrative reports. Chief Jackson, you want to start us?
I checked with Chief Glasgow. He had nothing to report, nor do I, but can we go into a closed session tonight?
Yes. All right, Logan.
All right, a couple things. The Salt Lake Bees reached out to us and wants to do I'm assuming with their new stadium, they're reaching out to all the local municipalities and stuff, but they want to do a Mapleton City night where they would do some branding with us and the Bees, and do some discounted tickets. Is that something that the council is interested in us pursuing? If we're okay with that, then I can get more details from them and then share them at a later date.
Is there a benefit to the community?
Cheaper tickets.
I like
I think
cheaper
the
tickets.
tickets are normally, if I remember right, they're $16 and they would be $12 for the Mapleton City night.
Is there any negative to the community?
I don't think so.
I love giving them an opportunity to gather.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll report back on any other details on that one. And then just a couple project updates. So City Park, we are getting awfully close. We did our punch walk with them today up on the front half where the tree lighting will be, and it's 95% done. So the power is live and the lights are in the trees. So when Santa shows up on the fire truck, everything will at least turn on. So that's great news for everybody. Right now, we're anticipated to be done probably Thanksgiving Day. Day before is when we're anticipated to be completely wrapped up with the project. So we've definitely ran into some things with the age of the park, and obviously can't foresee things underneath ground until we get to them, but they've done their best to work through some of those constraints. And so are there any other questions with that? I don't know if you drove by in the daylight today, but the gazebo was starting to go up. So that'll be good. The cupola was on back order. And so they called me today and said it was here, and so it's supposed to be overnight shipped to us so that it's ready, so everything should be up and ready. But are there any other questions on that project?
I have one. So one of the reasons we run into these situations, and this is typical in construction, is because it was done so long ago that we don't know how they did it and what they did, because no one wrote it down.
Correct.
How are your as-built drawings coming, and what state are they in, and who's doing them, to make sure that those things get recorded in there, so in 30 years from today, somebody can pull out those as-built, or in 5 years, when they got to find a sewer line or something, how are those coming?
Yeah, we have all those, so we've had our on-site superintendent been checking and validating as infrastructure goes underground to make sure that what the plan says and what's being installed are the same. And then we've also worked with Rob and his inspector to put everything in GIS, so we have the points and the elevations and stuff for all the sewer and water and things. So comparative to what it was, yeah, light year difference. So it should be awesome. We should know when we put a flag in the ground if we're gonna hit a sprinkler or not, so.
Excellent, that'll help.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Okay, you good with the GIS, everything they're providing, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, awesome. Okay,
Okay.
good job on that project.
And then just one, or a couple other updates just on, so you heard we did receive the Outdoor Recreation Initiative funding, so that was awesome. We're super excited. That was $1.5 million that we were awarded. We'll continue to pursue other. I'm working on 2 other grant applications as we speak, and then I'll probably have 3 or 4 more in January when they open up. So we're working hard to get it completely funded, and obviously can't tell what the future is, but I'm optimistic that it's a great project, and hopefully it's something we can do on that. So, and then you'll also see some things in the coming weeks towards the start of the new year where we'll release some stuff to the public on ways that our community can get involved and be able to do some legacy like pavers and some naming things, and then hopefully be able to work with some contractors to do some in-kind donations and other things to hopefully help bring that cost down. So overall, the project's still on schedule. We had our 60% design submitted last week. It's under review right now with staff, and anticipate still that 1st of January to go out to bid for it. So, and other good news too, I wanted to report back down at Evans Park back in last year. We had approved to use impact fees to do the clearing and grubbing down there at Evans, and then worked with the developer. They were going to donate some dirt and things to bring up the elevation of that park. I got those final numbers back from Fulmer Excavation as who did it. It was roughly 5,000 loads of dirt. It was 179,840 cubic yards, and the going rate right now is $5.50 a cubic yard. So that brings it to $989,120 in material that was delivered and placed at the park. Roughly 3,900 hours was spent, and if you averaged about a $30 hourly rate, that's 118,000. So with the difference of what we paid, the clear and grub was 57,300. The net donation was 1,050,500. So on top of the grant that we just got, we got another $1 million in another donation. And I think, you know, when we talked about it, even me, I was like, yeah, it's great, let's bring dirt. But then when you actually get those numbers and see what it is, it's just awesome. So we're grateful to have that one. And then just a couple, December 1st is lights on, so it'll be 5 to 8. The 5 o'clock hour is really more the come show up. There'll be carolers, things in the park, and then the lighting of the park will be at 6. That's when Santa will come. And then we'll have the other activities and stuff going on in Memorial Hall, Town Square after that. And then we've just got volleyball, basketball, and hockey going right now. And so this year we had 268 participants in hockey, which was awesome. So that's all I got.
Okay, great. Good job. Thanks, Logan. That's always a well-attended event, that one at the 1st of December, so there'll be a lot of people there. Bryce, you got something for us? All right. Sean?
Nope.
No. Rob?
Yeah, we've got quite a few projects that are just getting buttoned up. Got to the end of what we're putting in. There are some things in the spring that we're going to have to come back and fix with paving on a couple of those projects, but basically done. I did want to let you know, though, we're not sure how fast the signal is going to be able to actually go up at 800 North. Everything that we need to put in there is in. There is because of the Central Utah, large delivery water line that goes down the highway, there is a signature that is needed from the Bureau of Reclamation, and it is sitting somewhere. Don't know if the federal shutdown is part of the problem, but anyways, we are waiting on a signature, or not we, I guess UDOT is waiting on a signature to be able to bore the last stretch of fiber across the road so that they can then build the signal. Everything's ready to go besides that, so as soon as they can get that signature, it'll go in quick. There's also the rapid flashing beacon that's going to be put on the corner, or I guess put across the Maple Street at 800 West after we put in that sidewalk there. They're moving forward on that, so that should be up, I believe, within the next few weeks.
Right.
So that's what I got.
Great, thanks, Rob. Okay, Reed?
I think everything's okay, maybe.
There's no pontification. It was your turn.
Okay, thanks, Reed.
Talk about flies
Dang
or
it.
something.
All right,
We asked
Jessica.
Reed to talk about flies for an hour on his filibuster. There was mention of the Self-Reliance Fair Food Drive we had. We had a few leftover donuts, just a few that children in our community enjoyed later. So that was good. I appreciate the Community Preparedness Committee for jumping in on that and partnering with the Youth City Council. As mentioned also, we have the National League of Cities Conference. I know Corey and Sean and I and Theron's going to some of the events. I'm most excited for the Geospatial AI Innovation section. So that'll be Wednesday through Saturday. We had a legislative policy committee meeting. I've got a board meeting coming up for the Utah League of Cities and Towns. One of the things that's most concerning to me right now is property tax issues. Different cities have different types of funding. So in our community, if they decide, hey, let's chop property tax, there's so many implications to that. And so there's since that's a primary source of funding for us, and there's, broad lack of understanding of where property taxes are allocated. So a lot of citizens will hear, oh, property tax, let's cut property tax. Well, 15% of it comes to your city, 15%-ish, 60%-ish goes to your school district. And so if you have the state come in and make different levels of mandatory rates, like maximum rates you can increase, is it Nebo School District can increase 3% a year? Is it the city increases 3% a year? Can every entity increase 3% a year? So a lot of issues about property tax coming up right now that I do think will have a strong impact for us that we need to pay attention to and advocate for our needs. The phrasing we just got today says, a taxing entity may not adopt a final budget that budgets an amount of additional ad valorem tax revenue that exceeds 5% of last year's property tax budget revenue, excluding eligible new growth. I don't know if it's like the school can do that, the city can do it, so TBD on that. They're reorganizing the Commission on Housing Affordability. Not sure what the implications are there. If you've seen any of my Facebook rants, I'm a little frustrated at the mixed messages we're receiving from the legislature and the governor's office. I met with multiple legislators this week to talk about that specific thing. So I think we'll continue to have potential overreach on that to watch. And I have a message into my friends at the South Jordan electeds to see if we can do something special for Mapleton City Night at the Bees. So we'll see what happens there. I would love to put another plug in. I've got some energy behind a potential skate park or wheels park, not the bike park. So I'd love to, if not before, have it on whatever our planning agenda is for January. I'll say it out loud. I would love to, within the next 2 years, have a fully funded, awesome destination skate park that is not paid for by tax dollars. Okay, that's all.
That's recorded on
For the record.
record.
We're gonna manifest this.
Okay.
It'll
good.
be in the breathing room.
Yeah. You'll need some,
Need some breathing
you'll
room.
need some of his breathing room for that, times 100.
No report.
All right, great. Theron?
Not a lot, there's not any update on the committee for municipal immunity for EMTs, that issue that's going on, that's still kind of pending, and we haven't met since the last meeting, so no update on that. I was impressed, Jessica was talking about the states and the legislature talking about housing affordability and some of their ideas. They put out a letter, a draft letter this week that was multiple pages long that I thought was really good in defense of cities to the legislature. And those of us on the league are in the middle of reviewing that. Well, we had to turn it in by noon today, a review of that letter, and it's a good report that the league is fighting pretty heavily for cities like us and our rights. So that's all I have.
Okay, great. Camille?
So I wanted to bring up the vacancy issue that we will have when Theron takes office in January. I sent you an email today with kind of the bullet points of how that's going to take place, and I showed you a proposed timeline where we would do a public notice December 1st, and we would announce that applications would be accepted. They could go on our website to get an application, or they can come and get it with me, but all applications have to be turned in person, because it's just like an election. There you have to sign in front of me. So we would hold, applications would be due December 22nd, along with a resume and the application and a conflict of interest disclosure, and those would be due December 22nd. And then I would propose that we do the council interviews and vote in the public meeting on January 7th, unless you would like to do it a different day. And then Do you have any other questions on that? Or when you would like to propose to do it?
Is there typically, this is my first time going through this process, so are interviews traditionally held the same day as a vote?
Yep.
Or is there time
Everything
to
is done
like
in the
process
public
information?
meeting. You
I know
get
they're
your
public,
app-
but the same
They do it the
day?
same day. You do the interviews, you have an initial vote, and that one is a secret vote and then the top two move forward, and then you do another round of interviews. And then the second vote is publicly, and then if there was a tie, then the mayor would vote in the case of a tie. And then you would interview them, and then you would choose the one and appoint that person, and then that person would be sworn in that night.
That would be a long night if there are a lot of applicants.
Very long
Okay.
night, yeah.
Well, just point of clarification in that first vote, if it's a majority vote, or then you don't have to go to that second
Right.
round.
Yeah.
So,
And I read in the state code that it has to be within 30 days from the vacancy being declared. So the
Correct.
vacancy would be declared January 7th.
7th, correct.
So in theory, we don't have to do it that night.
Right.
that's correct.
Yeah, you could,
guess
you
not
could
in
choose a
theory, in
different night.
fact.
It just has to be 30 days from the 7th, or then the lieutenant governor's office steps in.
Yeah, you have a few options. Either
Yeah.
one, where we start this process soon, like she's saying, in a December timeframe, so that the vacancy can be replaced in early January, or you wait until January, but that process does take some time.
I can't think of any reason to wait and doing it on day 30 of that window. Is there
Oh,
a reason to wait?
I wouldn't want to wait that.
No.
I was thinking the second meeting of January, but it doesn't matter. I'm fine to just,
I think we can stick
Knock
with
it
this
out, yeah.
as proposed.
yeah, that's fine.
I think it's wise. With all the work that needs to be done in January, getting somebody in place is a wise thing.
Sooner we can get them trained up, the better.
Okay, so we'll start that process, and that will include the public notice, some social media posts in their newsletter, et cetera, where the specifics will come out, where they can make application and the deadline, and still January 7th?
Yep.
All right,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks, Camille, appreciate it. Corey?
If we can go into closed session for personnel issues.
Okay. We'll look for a motion to close this public session and go into a closed session.
Where's the list?
I make a motion to adjourn, to close this meeting and to adjourn this regular meeting and convene into a closed session pursuant to State Code 52-4-205 for the purpose of personnel.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Councilmember Jones, a second by Councilman Carlson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Thank you for being here this evening. Appreciate it.